these days. As smart-mouth David Addison, he stars in the much-heralded TV series Moonlighting. He's done a special for HBO and has a second in the works. He has a record album out that's just gone gold, and his first feature film, Blind Date, opens tomorrow. Yet for all his success in front of the camera, Willis has a less than terrific off-screen image. I caught up with Bruce in Los Angeles and simply asked him why.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Given the fact that in the past 2.5 years since I've been doing this show, I've only done 3 major interviews. That's side A. Side B is, for the past 9 months, I've been in magazines and newspapers just about every day, or at least, once a week. And there have been things that have been total fabrications printed as fact about me. I'm not saying that I'm an angel. I like to have fun. But by and large, I think that how people see me in this country is pretty much based on what they read in the papers, that I ran through town nude, that I used to show up at parties with diapers on, which is all real good copy, but a lot of it's just been made up. It's part of the business.
You don't do many of these, do you?
Many interviews?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
How come?
Just going to get right in there, aren't you? Just going to go right with the...
I'm just curious.
It basically came out of a feeling that I had when I first started doing Moonlighting. Why, just because I'm on television every Tuesday night, does all of a sudden what I say or what my opinions are about, different things carry more weight? I don't really have a whole lot to say publicly.
Yeah, but you do understand why people are interested.
Absolutely. I think what TV does and the kind of position that it puts actors in, popular actors in, it kind of sets you apart from the rest of the people, and that's kind of weird too. For however this happened, when they put my picture on the cover of a magazine, it sells more of that magazine than it would if my photo did not appear there.
Is it a measure of success?
Not for me, it's not. I don't know. That's a real good question. It certainly isn't for me. I try and avoid that stuff. I never really got into this business seeking fame and fortune. I never knew what that meant other than that kind of nebulous fame and fortune, whatever that was. And now here it is. Now I'm right in the center of it. And if anything, it makes me want to keep my private life more private.
Is making it, as you call it, fame and fortune, is it what you thought it'd be?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows what that is? I never really knew how this was going to happen, and I was very surprised when it happened through TV. I was living in New York, doing off-Broadway plays. At the time, I thought, well, I'll keep doing off-Broadway plays till I do a Broadway play, and then I'll do a movie, and then I'll do millions of movies for the rest of my life. But never beyond that. I mean, never really thought specifically how this was going to happen.
But you always thought it would happen, didn't you?
I always knew that it was going to happen.
Why? Where does that confidence come from? I mean, you're a blue-collar guy from a blue-collar neighborhood without a family with background in the business. I mean, where does that confidence come from?
I've always kind of had the courage of my own convictions, and I knew this was what I wanted to do. And I think if you want something bad enough and you have, you have the inherent talent to make that work, I think that kind of creates confidence.
Is Moonlighting still for you the focus? I mean, is it still the central thing of which everything has to flow from?
Yes. And that I think is basically a function of my, I have kind of 2 contracts on this show. One is a contract on paper, and one is a commitment to Glenn and Sybil, just from my heart. Just that all 3 of us are kind of in this together. We were there from the very beginning when no one really knew who we were or what we were trying to do. And I think we all still really strive. I think there's still something to say on this show. At some point, we may reach a time where we come in one day and we've said it all, and we've done all the gags, that I've made this face as many times as I can. And we may walk away from it at that point. But we still have, there's still a curve to the characters of where they can go.
Well, I'm not giving that baby to a woman suspected of murder.
Suspected, Maddie, suspected. Doesn't that word mean anything
My
to
mind
you?
is made
Don't
up.
you think you at least owe her the courtesy
I
of
don't
listening
owe
to
her
her stories?
anything.
What are you doing?
I'm doing what I should have done all along. What I wanted to do originally. What I should have done last night. Stop that, David! I'm calling
The police station.
Hello,
police? Nay, you'll always be Kate to me. Plain Kate, and Bonnie Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed. But Kate, the prettiest Kate, my super dainty Kate. Kate, Bobe, banana, fana, Bobe, beep-bam, mate, Kate.
Would Bruce Willis like David Addison?
Yeah, I'd like to hang around with him, actually. It'd be kind of hard keeping up with him. I don't really think that David Addison burns the blue flame. He lives real hard. It would be difficult for me, I think, to keep up with him. But yeah, it'd be kind of like hanging around with the Three Stooges. I'd like to spend the weekend with them. Just would you like to do that? Just hang around with him for the weekend, just like Friday night, just start hanging around with them all.
You mentioned Glenn Caron. Does he really wear a referee's shirt?
I guess you're addressing the stuff about Sybil and I fighting at the end. Well, I'd like to tell you that there's something behind it, that we do actually kick and scream and scratch at each other, but we don't. It certainly sells more magazines to say that Sybil and I are fighting than it is to say Sybil and Bruce are getting along. It's just a little more juicy, I guess.
As it pertains to moonlighting, does entertaining mean at some point stopping the tease of Dave and Maddie? I mean, do they get together at some point?
Well, that's going to be resolved this year. Actually, that'll be resolved by the end of this season. We like to think of it as 2.5 years of foreplay.
Tomorrow, we'll hear Bruce talk about his first film, Blind Date, also about his singing alter ego, Bruno Rattolini.
Would you like to do that? Just hang around with him for the weekend, just like Friday night, just start hanging around with him all